All right, let's talk about a critical piece of your business that's probably hiding in plain sight, your app icon. I know it seems like just a tiny little picture, right? But we're about to see why protecting it is one of the smartest, most strategic moves you can make as a founder. I mean, just think about it for a second. Your icon is the face of your product. It is the very first interaction, that visual handshake a user gets before they even see your app's name on their screen. It's how they find you, how they remember you, and ultimately, how they choose you out of a whole sea of competitors.
And let's be honest, for so many founders who are moving at lightning speed, the answer is yeah, probably. This crucial asset, this front door to your entire product experience, often gets completely overlooked in the mad rush to ship new features. But that can be a really costly mistake down the road.
So, how do we fix this? Well, here's our game plan. First, we're going to uncover the icon's secret power. Then, we'll get into why protecting it early is such a huge win. After that, we'll break down two key strategies, what I call the focus shield and the full fortress, and finally, we'll figure out which one is the right call for your app.
Okay, let's dive right in with your icon's secret power. Why does this tiny little square on a screen matter so much? Because long before anyone reads your brilliant landing page copy, they see that small shape, that pop of color. It's a really powerful psychological tool that's doing a ton of heavy lifting for your brand.
This slide absolutely nails it. Your icon becomes a shortcut for trust. Think about it. When a user is just scanning their home screen, their brain is looking for familiar patterns, and your icon becomes this memory anchor. And over time, that little icon becomes a quiet, consistent signal of reliability, building this emotional tie that no headline ever could.
Which brings us to the importance of timing. See, protecting your icon early isn't some branding luxury, it's a foundational strategic move. It's all about setting up this quiet shield that works for you in the background while you're busy scaling. And for investors, seeing that you've locked down your IP early, that can be a really powerful signal that you're a mature, forward-thinking startup.
Yeah, filing early gives you some pretty immediate advantages. In a crowded app store, it's your first line of defense, stopping those lookalikes before they can even gain any traction. You establish a super clean timeline of ownership, which is absolutely crucial if a dispute ever pops up. And this guards the trust you've built. I mean, just imagine a user accidentally downloading a clone app and having a terrible experience. That damages your brand. And maybe most importantly, it lets you focus on building your product instead of fighting brand battles, all of which just adds up to a stronger, more valuable brand in the long run.
This slide really just puts it all in perspective, doesn't it? The contrast is stark. Filing early is proactive. It's a quiet shield that gives you clean rights and total brand control. But waiting? Well, waiting means you're always reacting. You're juggling disputes, dealing with brand confusion, and all of that stress, it just inevitably slows you down. That choice has a real, tangible impact on your momentum.
Okay, so how do you actually do this? Let's look at the first of our two main strategies. This is what I call the focus shield, protecting a single core icon.
For early-stage apps, sometimes the cleanest path is just protecting that one icon. If your entire brand really leans on one powerful symbol, giving it focus protection is an incredibly efficient move. It just cuts right through all the complexity and gets the job done.
And this focused approach is perfect in some pretty specific situations. Like, if your app has one really clear purpose, say a habit tracker, one icon does the job. It's also ideal for those early teams where speed is literally everything and your design system is still kind of evolving. That icon is often the one constant, so protecting it reduces decision fatigue and just keeps you moving fast.
But what if your product is a little more complex? Well, that brings us to our second strategy, building what I like to call a full fortress by protecting an entire icon set. So this is about protecting way more than just the front door. It's about protecting the architecture inside the house. For a lot of apps, those internal icons, for search, uploads, settings, they form this shared language that guides the user. Protecting the whole set guards this entire system, which is often a key part of your product's secret sauce.
Building a fortress like this makes a ton of sense when your app has complex workflows that really rely on visual cues to make things simple for the user. It's absolutely crucial if you've invested time and money in a mature, custom design system. This approach also helps prevent what's called soft cloning. That's where competitors copy your internal UI to feel familiar, even if their main icon is totally different. It's really a must if you're expanding across web, mobile, and desktop, or building a brand that's going to span multiple products.
Okay, so you have two really powerful options here, the focused shield or the full fortress. The big question is, how do you make the right call for your app?
This slide right here is basically your cheat sheet. It gives you a super clear decision framework. All you have to do is ask yourself 4 questions. 1. How complex is your app? 2. How mature is your design system? 3. Is your main goal speed, or is it broad UX protection? And 4. What stage is your team at? Generally, early-stage teams will go for the single icon, while growth-stage teams are focused on building a moat with a full icon set. Now, whichever path you choose, the process itself should be simple. First, finalize the design that's actually going to ship. No prototypes. Second, just grab the clean files straight from your design library. Third, time your filing, which usually means filing for a trademark on the design, to coincide with a launch or a big update. You want to maximize that protection when attention is at its highest. And finally, use modern tools so this whole process doesn't slow you down.
And this, right here, this is the modern mindset. This shouldn't be some scary, slow, separate legal project that you dread dealing with. When you do it right, it's just another step in your release cycle, as natural as prepping your release notes. It should feel empowering, not like a roadblock.
So, the crucial point, the main takeaway here, is to totally reframe this task. Protecting your icon isn't just about checking a legal box. It is a strategic business decision. It's about guarding user trust, it's about strengthening your brand's identity, and it's about increasing the long-term value of the thing you're building every single day. And that leaves us with one last, really critical question to think about. The face of your product is out there for the whole world to see, to tap, and to trust. The only question left is, who really owns it?